Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our second match of the day here at Day 17 of Starladder Season 7. Our second match coming up here is going to be DUZA Gaming versus Virtus.Pro, and this draft has already started. This should be a good one, folks. Zayori, and joining me shortly is going to be APOC once he returns from using the facilities, and he should be back momentarily. So, we've seen a lot of Virtus.Pro action, and one thing that is certainly interesting about them is they're a solid roster. You look at their lineup and you go, wow! It's an all-star roster. Look at that. God, Resolution, Go Black, NS. Just look at these guys. They're amazing, but they actually have not been doing that well in Starladder thus far. They are currently 4-5 right now, and it's looking very grim for Virtus.Pro to qualify into that next round to make it into the top 8 of Starladder Season 7. So, needless to say, I think they need this win for sure. If they go 6 losses, there's pretty much no way they're going to be able to qualify. So Virtus.Pro, although their roster looks very, very strong here, they really have not been performing so well. It could be a case of too many chefs in the kitchen, perhaps. That's what we were speculating at on that Chat Wheel podcast yesterday over at whatiship.tv. So I just thought I'd give a little shameless plug right there. And on DUZA Gaming, what are their standings here since we're going over? They're currently 5-5, so it should be an interesting one. You know, on paper, it seems Virtus.Pro should be significantly better, but really their standings are pretty damn close. Kay, I think I heard you, buddy. Are you back with us?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, yes. So, the draft is underway. I was just commenting on how Virtus.Pro, although their roster is amazing, have not been doing so well in Starladder Season 7. They are 4-5 right now. So, they need this.
Yeah, that's exactly what Puppy was talking about. I mean, he in an interview he gave to Sowi, he said that even though you have the best players in the world, they can't actually perform really well. That's the case that happened with LGD China and LGD International. Mm-hmm. They got the best players of the world, but they weren't actually consulting any single one of them to know which players to pick. They was just going to the papers, seeing the stats, and calling them in. And that doesn't actually, as we can see over and over again, that doesn't actually translate into a good team. Virtus.Pro is not actually performing really well. Their team fight is lacking. Their coordination is kind of sloppy. Mm-hmm. They're one of the best players I've seen. I mean, they're one of the best players in the world, and certainly one of the best players from the CIS region. So, man, they really need to practice more. And I think this tournament is one of these tournaments that, even though it's for money, but there are a lot of teams that are shuffling around and practicing a lot. I think this is more for a professional practice here.
Yep. Very good, sirs. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these bans and picks here as we are underway. Virtus.Pro going to start us off with bans on Outworld Devourer and the Bat Rider. DUZA Gaming going to be able to take the Alchemist and the dreaded Weaver off the field there with their first 2 bans. So that will open up, I believe, a first pick Naga. Visage and Darkseer are going to be grabbed right away by DUZA Gaming, and Doom now going to be that follow-up pick for Virtus.Pro to go with their Naga Sirens. So interesting picks here to start things off. An interesting set of bans as well. Wisp still on the board, makes it through the first round of bans, makes it through the first rounds of picks, and there's only 2 bans left in that second banning phase, and Wisp is still on the field, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, Wisp. I'm not sure that DUZA Gaming wants to pick a Wisp after... I mean... Wait, I was thinking about Puck. Why did I confuse Wisp with Puck? What the hell's happening? Why is the Wisp still not being picked or banned? I can understand that they like Darkseer, but Darkseer wouldn't...
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
Dude, I really don't know. These next bands coming out.
The Doom can completely shut down the Wisp, but come on. You're not going to pick a Wisp because there's a Doom on the field.
Yeah.
Screw that. Pick the Wisp.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, Nature's Prophet and Lifestealer are going to be the next 2 bands coming out from Virtus.Pro. Shadow Fiend going to be this 3rd band from DUZA Gaming. They're actually going to bust in their reserve time here. They've only got 1 band left in this second banning phase, and maybe they just had the same realization we have. Wait a tick. Wisp is still on the field. Do we ban him, or do we try and pick him here? And after this last ban, Virtus.Pro going to have the opportunity to first pick in that second picking round. So if they don't ban Wisp here, DUZA Gaming going to be rolling the dice to say, all right, now is Virtus.Pro going to grab the Wisp, or will they make the mistake of leaving him open for us to grab? I don't know. DUZA Gaming going to have to get executive here, though, as they are, well, starting to run low on reserve time. They got about 30 seconds left as they deliberate about their 4th ban.
I mean, I'm not sure any of these teams have practiced Wisp, but come on, Wisp is not that hard to practice.
I mean,
it's not that hard to be played. I mean, I've played Wisp, and if I'm playing Wisp and I'm not failing miserably, they should be able to do something with it.
Yeah, I mean, Oh, and they're
They're
going to
really
ban
good,
Shen.
great players. I mean, they're gonna ban Chen, yeah. And
So I did have it wrong though.
Or...
DUZA will have. I thought it was the other way around. They had 4th ban, and now they're going to be able to pick up their first, 3rd pick, and they're going to pick Jakiro over Wisp. Oh man! Hashtag first time.
Both teams are. I think both teams are baiting each other into.
Trying to grab
that sounds
Wisp.
really wrong, doesn't it?
That
sounds wrong.
Jakiro,
Both
Darkseer,
teams are baiting each other.
and Visage.
But yeah, the thing is that they're trying to make each other pick a Wisp probably because they have something in mind against it. But there's a CK Wisp combo still inside of the game, but
Tiny
I'm not sure if
Wisp
this game is going to
available.
pick that. But there's a tiny Wisp. There's everything Wisp. There's an Ursa Wisp.
I mean, Virtus.Pro gonna take Lina. They're gonna pick Lina to go with their Doom and their Naga Siren. I'm no master drafter by any means, but I do know statistic-wise and paper-wise how ridiculously good Wisp is and how mediocre Lina is. This is really fascinating here to see both teams needing a support and taking Jakiro and Lina, 2 heroes really not prominent in our current meta, over Wisp, who is first banned, first picked in 99% of games. This is.
Do you remember though the last time that we saw Wisp? I think he was destroyed.
Well, I don't
Do you remember that?
I don't remember the last specific game, but
it was the first pick by some team, Wisp, and they got destroyed. They got really greatly countered. And DUZA Gaming got to pick a Spirit Breaker.
yeah,
man.
I don't think
Spirit Breaker is
Wisp is
really
going to get
strong.
picked here. Virtus.Pro has already got Naga and Lina. DUZA's got Visage and Jakiro. No one needs a Wisp at this point, unless Virtus.Pro really wants to do something weird here, and they want to grab Wisp Tiny in these last 2 picks, which they could do. They could do some crazy Lina mid and not do Lina as a support.
Doom Jungle and trilane Naga Siren Lina.
Nope,
Puck
they're going to take a
middle,
Puck.
Wisp. I don't know.
So it's going to be Puck,
They
Lina,
can still do
Doom
it.
for
They can
Virtus.Pro
still-
right now, and DUZA Gaming going to have Spirit Breaker, Jakiro, Darkseer, and Visage as we go into the final bans. So
They can farm the Naga Siren though with the trilane with Lina and the Wisp.
Yep.
Lina Wisp and Naga Siren being the farm, farming hero, but it's actually doable. But I'm not sure that they want to go that round. The last time that we saw Wisp, he was destroyed. He was completely obliterated. The Wisp, they had the team that had the Wisp just got melted. I'm not sure that they're going to do that.
So Gyrocopter going to be the last ban coming out from DUZA Gaming here, recognizing Virtus.Pro do need that hard. Both teams really need a carry at this point. So Lifestealer already off the field. We're going to see. Pardon me, Gyrocopter taken out, and then final ban coming out from Virtus.Pro going to be Timbersaw. So interesting that last match as well. We saw Timbersaw completely ignored. Didn't mention that, but we'll see what these teams last pick. Honestly, I don't know what to guess here. I think Anti-Mage may be a possibility for Virtus.Pro if they want to go that hard carry route. They do have a very aggressive team, so they could benefit from a late game hero. But DUZA Gaming going to grab Dragon Knight to round off their roster of Dragon Knight, Spirit Breaker, Jakiro, Darkseer, and Visage. So an interesting roster here. Again, Wisp completely ignored this match. Can't say it enough how weird that is as Virtus.Pro goes into their last pick of the match.
It's certainly strange, but I don't know, man. I still recall that game that went really badly for the team that picked early on the Wisp. So
I mean,
I
Wisp
think
does not have
DUZA
100%
Gaming,
win percentage, but still, I mean, it's just so powerful.
it's a ridiculous hero, but I think in this case, DUZA Gaming have a really strong lineup right now. I'd probably trade the Lina for a Wisp there, but that's just me. I'm not sure what they're gonna last pick.
Yeah, they got plenty of
I
time
don't know,
left,
man.
too.
Dragon Knight is such a strong hero. Spirit Drake is such a strong hero. Darkseer, Jakiro, and Visage. Those 3 heroes are really great to synergize with the Spirit Breaker and the team fights. And I think the DUZA Gaming lineup is really great. And probably they know what their bans were all directed to Virtus.Pro's usually hero picks. Probably.
I do like the DUZA Gaming roster. I worry a little bit about team synergy because they have the skill shot stun from Jakiro. They don't really have a lot of disable. I mean, they've got Spirit Breaker's bash, they've got Dragon Knight's stun, but they have, to me, it seems very individually strong heroes. But I don't see that.
Darkseer, I mean, the vacuum into an ice path is really strong.
True that.
And the Spirit Breaker can be charging anyone in that time. And usually you want to synergize with the Spirit Breaker charge. The moment that it lands, you're going to be landing an ice path. And that's going to be your only big combo that you're going to get. And the Visage can be just doing something with the Grave Chill and the Soul Assumptions in the back. I don't know. You know, Jakiro with his macro pie is really strong to make people run away around you and not directly at you. And Jesus, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Phantom Lancer going to be the last pick for Virtus.Pro here to go with the Puck, Lina, Doom, and Naga Siren. So they are going to go that hard carry route. Of course, they did not opt for the anti-mage, as I was sort of suspecting, but kind of a similar flavor. They do take the dreaded Phantom Lancer. So that is an interesting roster from Virtus.Pro. I'm going to be very curious to see how this Lina fares, because again, we don't see Lina inverse too often these days. The Fire Lady, she's very exciting with that skill shot stun. A lot of burst damage she can put out. Laguna Blade is scary, but we'll see how she fares. Of course, sort of similar to Crystal Maiden. She is, well, she's not as slow as I thought. She starts at 295. Not quite as bad as the CM, who starts at that 280, but nonetheless, not a popular pick. So a very interesting matchup here, and I do have to agree with you, man. I think now that you spell it out that way, DUZA Gaming does have a little more synergy than I first identified between all their heroes with that Spirit Breaker charge. They can line some stuff up, and the Jakiro Darkseer, a particularly potent combo, but Lina going to be in some trouble. She's going to get caught in the dire jungle by 4 members of DUZA Gaming. Virtus.Pro already going to start off with a bit of a rough beginning here. Down she goes. Visage going to be able to grab that last hit. Now GoBlack going to be in trouble on the Naga Siren. He's going to get cornered down below that easy camp. One more hit ought to do it. Down he goes. Visage going to be able to grab a double kill to start off this match. So Virtus.Pro, oh no, it's already a disaster. Capron going to be able to play his Visage here and grab 2 kills to start off. Is more going to happen? Light of Heaven going to be on that Phantom Lancer. He's going to get scouted out near the creep pole in the top lane, and he is going to back up. Looks like he'll be able to survive. Oh man, playing with fire right there. But
yeah, and four of the heroes of DUZA Gaming gonna start off with 100 experience. I mean, health level advantage over VP. So that's gonna be pretty good for them, and the gold going their way too. So VP overconfident there. VP just Virtus.Pro running around the jungle as if they were not gonna find anyone, and they overstepped.
Yep, DUZA Gaming had the pain train coming, and they made it happen, of course. Oh, we're going to see some more action here. Oh, no. Lina may get caught again before we can even introduce our players. Jakiro going to find her in the jungle. Visage going to engage as well. The charge going to come out from Spirit Breaker, and that's going to fall again. Lina going to start off the game 0-2 here in the first 30 seconds of play. Jakiro will fall, so that will be a recovery kill, but Limbo and Capron still doing a lot of damage here. They're going to be able to harass back the Naga and the PL. That's going to make it 3-1 here before the first minute mark of this match. Oh, man. Already Visage 2-0-1. All right, before any more kills happen, let's go ahead and introduce our players here before chaos continues to erupt. Down here in the bottom lane, on our Radiant side, we're going to have DUZA Gaming. We'll have Mib the Best playing the close lane Darkseer, going up against a solo Doom at the moment. In the mid, we will have Legion playing on the dreaded Dragon Knight, and that leaves a tri-lane up in the top for DUZA Gaming. Limbo going to be the one playing the Spirit Breaker. Looks like he's going to be the primary farmer up here in the top lane. Jakiro going to be played by Unstable, supporting his good buddy Limbo on the Spirit Breaker. And Capron going to be able to fish his wish here. He loves that Visage. We've seen him play Visage in nearly every match we've seen DUZA Gaming. So he's definitely going to be happy. Also going to start off 2-0-1. That's definitely going to be a good game for the Visage here. On our dire side, we do have Virtus.Pro, of course, in the bottom lane. That is going to be an off-lane Doom being played by Resolution right now, going toe-to-toe against Mib the Best on that Darkseer. In the mid lane, that is going to be God playing on the Puck, again going toe-to-toe against the Legion solo mid Dragon Knight. And woe in the top lane, before we can introduce him, Virtus.Pro going to get engaged on a little bit. Ice Path going to come out in the top lane, will connect with the Lina. Charge going to be used as well. Lina going to be in some trouble, going to be able to connect a Light Strike Array. Will buy her a little bit of time. Capron trying to get up there to do some Visage damage, not going to have enough to finish her off, so Lina is going to survive. Up in the top lane here, Virtus.Pro does have NS playing on the Lina inverse. GoBlack going to be the one playing the support Naga Siren, and the two of them will be in a defensive tri-lane. Well, it's kind of an offensive tri-lane, I suppose. I shouldn't say defensive, but well, Ice Path going to connect again. Both NS and GoBlack in big trouble. They're very low. Jakiro going to try to go forward to pick up a kill. Going to be able to dodge the stun. He's going to fall to the wrath of the Lina burn, and oh man, Lina as well as the Naga going to be able to survive. Lina with about 40 hit points to spare. There's nothing defensive about it. It's an aggressive tri-lane on an aggressive tri-lane. I don't know what I was thinking, but that does leave Light of Heaven playing on the Phantom Lancer. So it is going to be 3-2 here at the 2.5 minute mark. DUZA Gaming still leading the way, but Jesus, man, these teams are off to an aggressive start for Game 2 of the day.
Yeah, and Capron just overslept there. He could have killed the Lina there. Lina was
one hit.
She was one hit away, and he could have just soul assumption there. But I think he had no mana. That was the big issue. And Unstable didn't see that on the Jakiro, and he thought that he had the mana for the soul assumption. Soul assumption playing big here because a big role here because in the team fight, soul assumption just deals such an amazing amount of damage. 3 stacks of 65 damage each on level 1. That's a lot. 65. That's 130, 195. Yep. That's a lot, man.
A lot of early game damage. You're absolutely right.
if you have a Lina there with around 500 HP,
she's a squish bag.
Just gonna melt. Yeah,
Right
just like Nagasaran.
I mean, she's hard support right now. 2 GG branches, 1 Observer Ward in the inventory. As you mentioned, she's got about 550 HP here at level 2. She's slow. She's got no boots. Lina's got no escape mechanism. That's one of her problems. She's a very bursty hero. It can do a lot of damage, but she is the definition of a glass cannon. So if she gets locked down, if she gets caught in an ice path, basically all she can hope for is landing a good light strike array and then microing about the trees. That's really all she can do. So let's take a look at farms here. Let's talk about this mid lane as we do have Puck kind of dominating against the Dragon Knight right now. God is currently 25-6 on that Puck, and Legion sitting 15-0. So he is getting denied quite a bit. He's about 2/3 of the way through level 5, and Puck, or he's about 1/3. Puck is about 2/3 through level 5. So God does have a small experience advantage set up for himself, but it looks like he has been controlling the runes. He's going to go ahead and grab that 4-minute rune, which is going to be a regeneration that spawned up at that top spawn there, and he will be able to throw it in the bottle. So God going to be in good shape, and he will be able to bully him out of the lane a little bit and possibly set up a kill, as he will get that Dream Coil in just a couple moments. That's always a scary time in the mid lane. Dragon Knight here does have gray boots. It looks like he does have a bottle that he's crowing right now, but without rune control, he is at a bit of a disadvantage.
Well, I think that something to note here is that VP actually didn't have their usual drafting for them. So Go Black wasn't drafting for them. I think that was Light of Heaven that was drafting. Yeah, the Light of Heaven was drafting, and he picked a safe lane carry. They're trying some stuff out. They're trying Light of Heaven as a carry player and Resolution as their offlane player. They're trying something new, and this is one of the things that they need to do if the previous attempts of their lineup aren't resulting how they wanted to.
That's a great thing to point out. Definitely uncharacteristic from Virtus.Pro, and you're right, kind of breaking even, actually about 45 win percent in Starladder. They need to experiment, and already though they're off to a rough start in this top lane. Of course, they have conceded a couple kills in the trilane, still 3-2 at the 5.5 minute mark, but Limbo on the Spirit Breaker is the primary farmer. This is one of the first times we've seen Spirit Breaker playing that primary farmer role. Generally, we've seen him much more in that support role, but whoa, in the bottom lane, Darkseer going to be in some trouble. Resolution going to use the Doom, Mib going to be able to micro about the trees, and he's going to do a great job. Resolution going to take a couple of tower shots. Capron going to port in on the Visage. He's going to get the Ion Shell. He's going to be surged forward, and Resolution going to fall here. He's going to overstep his bounds, and a great bit of support coming out from Capron. He's going to be able to finish off that kill. That's going to make it 3-0-1 on that Visage. Very, very nice for DUZA Gaming here to start things off. In the top lane, more action heating up, though. Limbo and the Spirit Breaker going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be low. He's going to have to head back to friendly territory, and he will survive as well. And Jesus Christ, it's a symphony of chainsaws in my backyard, man. This is bad news bears.
I don't know. Limbo's gonna get done.
It's gonna be a massacre in the top lane. God gonna come behind that tier 1 tower. He's gonna have a double damage rune on the Puck, and Spirit Breaker as well as Jakiro both gonna get taken out. So that's gonna tie it up 4-4 here, as Virtus.Pro does have a response up in that top lane. But I did want to mention how poorly Phantom Lancer is farming right now. The Spirit Breaker is 28-10 against the 16-2 Phantom Lancer at the moment.
Oh man, that sounds like a horror movie or something.
Yeah, seriously, I'm getting owned by like chains. I don't know what they're doing. Like, what could they possibly be doing out there? My backyard is not that dirty. Like, come on, guys. I'm about to go out and say, guys, can we tone it down a little bit? Can we pump the brakes on the chainsaws? Oh no. So, we're going to see more action heat up, though. Limbo going to charge forward. He's going to get sight onto NS. NS on the Lina going to be in big trouble. Not going to have any mana. There's the, the charge going to connect. The Greater Bash going to come out. Capron trying to catch up. Whoa, Limbo going to catch a lucky Greater Bash right there. NS going to fall as Visage finish him off. He does connect with the Light of Rise Strike, though. Now Light of Heaven going to come in. Capron going to be in big trouble. He's going to be slowed. Light of Heaven going to be out of mana, though. He's going to have to be careful here. He's not going to be able to engage. Right now, he has Tranquil Boots, but they're going to keep him slowed, and he's not going to be able to make it happen. But God going to come in. Illusory Orb. Not going to connect. A beautiful Ice Path now going to connect with God. Puck going to be in trouble. Phase Shift going to be used. Is he going to have it out? The Waning Rift. It's not going to be enough. He's going to fall. Light of Heaven now in the mix. Trying to do some damage to Capron. He's going to fall as well. Lina going to come in. Try to finish off the Visage. Finally gets it. But at what cost? To compliment Breaky CPK right there. It's going to be a 1-for-3. NS is going to fall. Jakiro going to grab that kill. DUZA Gaming going to clean it up here at the 8-minute mark. 8-5 at the 8-minute mark. DUZA Gaming now leading by 3 kills. Very nicely done.
Capron, what a player, man! What a player! He threw in the Soul Ascension, max Soul Ascension level 3 at the Phantom Lancer and melted more than half of his HP with that. I was wondering why wasn't he throwing that earlier, and he almost killed the Naga Siren there. Naga Siren was really close to dying. She was 12 HP or something after the Soul Suture that he threw away after killing the Lina. But the Soul Suture that he threw away was level 2 and wasn't actually at max. It was, I think, only 3 charges. So it left Naga Siren after using Magic Stick with 12 HP. So she survived there, but oh man.
Exactly, up in the top lane here, Light of Heaven now going to get engaged on. They're not going to have the vision as oh yeah, they are. They're going to be able to dust him. Is that what that was? How did they see him? He did charge first.
That was dust.
Yep. Oh yeah, there he goes. Yeah, Jakiro has dust, so he did burn the dust. That's going to be an easy kill on Light of Heaven in the top lane. A simple tri-lane engage. But whoa, in the mid, the Dragonite going to get caught. God going to be able to use the Dream Coil, and both Lina and Naga Siren going to come in, and that's going to make for an easy 1v3 gangbang. Really on both sides. They're basically going to trade Dragonite for Phantom Lancer in different spots of the map. So that is going to make it 9-6 here. DUZA Gaming still in the lead. Let's glance at that gold graph, and with DUZA Gaming leading by just about 1,200 gold, somewhere about 1,600 experience. It looks like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has ceased outside. Maybe the rain started and that scared them away, so we can thank them for that. So my apologies, folks. Sorry about that bit of background noise, but it does seem to be cleared up here. DUZA Gaming off to a hell of a start. One thing we haven't talked about much is this bottom lane. It has been Doom versus Darkseer. Darkseer sitting 55-0 in last hits. Doom is 47-10, and we may see some engagement action. Legion going to get very aggressive down here on the Dragonite, going to throw a stun onto the Doom there. He does have Elder Dragon form on, but they're going to turn around on Mib, and he's going to get melted. Lina going to drop the Laguna Blade. Doom going to be used, and Puck going to be able to finish him off with an illusory orb there, and God going to be able to walk home 1 kill stronger. So that's going to make it 7-9 now at the 10-minute mark, as Virtus.Pro does have a response, but things going to be heating up in the top lane. Dust going to be used on Light of Heaven again. He's going to get charged. They're going to dive the tower. Ice Path going to connect. Another easy kill. Light of Heaven on this Phantom Lancer is not faring well up here in this top lane. He can't afford to be left alone. His supports rotated bottom to grab that kill on Darkseer, but it did open up an opportunity for them to grab another kill on Light of Heaven. He's only 21-3 in last hits. He's already 1-3-4. So PL, he's going to have quite the ways to go before he gets back up to acceptable farmed levels.
Yeah, you know that you're in the best spot when you have a Jakiro that's on the same level as you, and you're a Phantom Lancer.
Yeah.
So that's pretty rough for them. That's pretty rough for the Phantom Lancer, because they actually see that there's a rotation. DUZA see that there's a rotation from VP to gank, and they actually capitalize on that really well.
Yep, and Light of Heaven, he's going to port back into the tower. They're going to throw down a sentry ward a bit too close to the tower there, and the tower going to be able to finish it off. So Light of Heaven almost getting taken up, but he will survive to tell the tale this time. Naga Siren going to come in, going to be able to use the Song of the Siren, going to catch Limbo, Unstable, and Capron. The Dream Coil going to be used, and DUZA Gaming going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Spirit Breaker taking a lot of damage. Jakiro going to be the first to fall. Down goes the Spirit Breaker, and I think Capron going to fall here as well. He's going to get caught in the ensnare, trying to micro about the trees. NS looking for an opportunity to stun, taking a lot of damage from the familiars. Capron doing a great job microing about the trees. Will he be able to survive? No, but Dragonite going to make it. Limbo does buy back on that Spirit Breaker. He's going to use another strike onto Doom. Doom going to be in big trouble here. He has a mech in the inventory. Going to be able to use it. That'll help pick him up a little bit. Another Greater Bash proc going to come out. A nice light strike array going to connect with both the Dragonite as well as the Spirit Breaker. Dragonite going to be in some trouble. Down he goes. Lina going to be able to finish him off with a Fire Breather. What the hell is that ability called? The Dragon Slave. There it is. Ice Path barely going to miss the Lina, so nicely played by Virtus.Pro up there. They do grab, I think, 3 kills in exchange for none, and that is going to tie it up now 11-11 at the 12-minute mark. So a bit of recovery happening for Virtus.Pro in that top lane. Some much-needed kills as they do make a dent into that gold graph. We do see DUZA Gaming still leading by a small margin, maybe 800 or so once it updates, but the experience advantage now going to swing in favor of our dire side team, Virtus.Pro, as they pick up a few kills about the top lane.
Light of Heaven is just playing horribly this game. I don't know what's happening there, but he just died to a Macropyre that's been there for a long time. He was just going back and forth inside of the Macropyre. No one was around him. He was just watching the fight happening, and he was just microing inside of the Macropyre. He was out of the Macropyre, and he came back in.
I have no words.
What the hell?
I really...
Then he died. Come on. What the hell?
I wish I had an explanation for you, but you're right. This has not been his game. The PL 1-4-5 now, and his farm is negligible. Let's take a look at his inventory. He's got Tranquil Boots, another Ring of Protection, and a Bracer right now here at the 12, just about the 13-minute mark. That is really not where you want your PL to be. The Spirit Breaker, who's been farming well, he's got Power Treads as well as a casual point booster here to go with his Magic Wand. They're going to dive that Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. DUZA Gaming going to be able to pick up a kill on Lina to start things off. Now Light of Heaven, he's going to get caught in Macropyre again. We all know that's his counter. He's going to walk out of it this time. time, but he's still going to be in big trouble. He's headed for the hills. Down he goes. Vizage going to be able to finish him off this time. And, oh no, this fight just looking so bad for Virtus.Pro. Doom going to be used on the Darkseer. Darkseer looking like he's going to be able to tank it. Is he going to survive? Nope, but they're going to be able to deny him. So that's going to make it a 2-for-1. One's going to be a deny. God going to survive on the puck. Who else do they have alive? It's the Doom, but the tier 1 tower going to fall. They're going to be able to move past it. Ice Path going to connect. Resolution going to be in big trouble here. A lot of damage coming his way. There's the charge. Down he goes. That's going to make it a 3-for-1 here as he gets taken out in the mid lane. Of course, there was a deny on that Darkseer. So really a 3-for-1/2 if you want to call it that. DUZA Gaming putting VP up against the ropes.
I mean, a lot of Kevin got caught in the micro part. We don't know that was his counter. Dude, that was so funny. During that fight, that was really horrible. I mean, Go Black was one hit away from dying, but on that Naga Siren, Jakiro was trying to finish him off, but he was already diving tier 2, and both teams were just fighting off on where the tier 1 in the mid lane for the other side used to be. So Jakiro was really far. In order for him to kill the Naga Siren, he had to dive almost tier 3. So he wouldn't do that. He's just Jakiro.
Yeah, it did box him out. Not even a Naga Siren ulti used right there. He got boxed out so early. Yeah. He didn't get a chance to burn the ulti in any kind of meaningful way. So that's another.
Yeah, but the native movement speed coming out from not native movement speed, but she has complete. I mean, Naga Siren has complete arcane boots, so she's moving for 380, and Jakiro is moving for 340. So even if he hits the dual breath and he has the movement slow, it's not going to be enough. He didn't manage to land on a nice path, and yeah, he couldn't actually catch her.
Yep.
While that was happening, I mean, VP were dropping heroes like crazy. So they managed to kill the Doom. They managed to kill the Lina, and I think they killed the Phantom Lancer with the Soul Assumption. And now they just killed the top tower. So one tower for DUZA Gaming and one tower for VP on the mid lane.
Yep, VP going to be able to take out the tier 1 in the mid as DUZA takes the tier 1 in the top. That will take the total tower count now 3-1 in favor of DUZA Gaming. They've cleared out all 3 of those tier 1s for Virtus.Pro, and Virtus.Pro just now going to be able to grab their first tower kill of the match, but they are going to rotate bottom. Looks like 4 members of Virtus.Pro going to group up all in the bottom lane. The only one not with them is Light of Heaven on that Phantom Lancer. He's now picked up a Ring of Basilius, so that's good. He upgraded that Ring of Protection there, so that is definitely good news. They are going to pressure this tier 1 down in the bottom lane, all the while DUZA Gaming going to pressure this tier 2 in the top lane, and I think DUZA will be very happy to exchange a tier 1 for a tier 2 now, and we'll see which side chooses to defend. They are going to be able to finish off that tier 1 in the bottom. God going to be the last one to remain. He will finish it off. VP all going to port back to that tier 3, and looks like they're not going to pose the defense, so that's going to be another tower exchange. That's going to take it now 4-2 in favor of DUZA Gaming. If you look at that gold graph, things should reflect it kind of momentarily here, but DUZA Gaming up by just about 3,000 gold, somewhere about 1,500 experience, so they definitely do have a nice lead set up for themselves. Now let's talk about some of these core items that have been picked up. Both sides going to have a mech. The Doom going to be able to grab his first 2 aura items, the mech as well as the Vlad's offering, to go with those gray boots and the magic stick. Puck also able to make his first big item pickup. Going to go Power Tread straight into Blink Dagger to go with that Null Talisman, Bottle, and Magic Wand. Pretty standard Puck build there, as actually Virtus.Pro in the Radiant jungle right now thought they may hop on that Spirit Breaker, but looks like they will retreat to friendly territory. Other than that, not too many core items on the dire side. Virtus.Pro's Light of Heaven, he's level 8 still on that Phantom Lancer. He's one of the lowest levels in the game, still no core items. Now actually going to pick up a Quelling Blade. Not too often you see a Quelling Blade picked up at the 16-minute mark or so in a match. That's really interesting. Wow, Light of Heaven, just no words this game. Sorry, buddy, but this is just not your match. On the Radiant side, Spirit Breaker looks like he did just pick up that casual point booster here. He is right now charging Resolution on that Doom, so he's going to charge into the dire jungle. Looks like he is going to have follow-up as DUZA Gaming comes in. Resolution going to be able to tank it for now. Nether Strike going to be used. Puck going to come in. He's going to throw the Illusory Orb. Vacuum going to bring back the Resolution in the Puck. That's going to force him to burn the mech, and DUZA Gaming will just back up here. So they do burn a couple of cooldowns, and we're just going to head back to friendly territory. So Spirit Breaker now has a Mithril Hammer as well to go with that point booster and the Power Treads, and just now going to be able to grab that Ogre Club. So of course going to be working towards a BKB. Darkseer has the mech. It looks like he's going to be going towards an early pipe, as he's got a Hood of Defiance as well.
Yeah, he's going for a pipe probably, but I'd really like to see a Blink Dagger there.
On
Blink Dagger for Darkseer, Vacuum into Nice Path. Oof, that's going to be pretty awesome.
That's true. That actually would have been a good pick here. There is a lot of magic damage on Virtus.Pro, though, you have to admit, between the Lina as well as the Puck.
It's fairly soon, so it's only 18 minutes into the game, so he probably is going to pick that.
Might be able to grab both.
Afterwards.
That's very true. DUZA Gaming, though, feeling that they've got a lead, they're going to group up about the mid lane. They've got all 5 in the mid lane here as they are going to pressure that Tier 2 tower. Right now, Virtus.Pro is all spread out. God is in the top lane pressuring that Tier 1 tower. And light of heaven, he's just down in the bottom, not pressuring any towers, but just farming away with his little illusion buddies down there, Phantom Lancer and all of his friends. So Puck going to be able to take out that Tier 1 tower in the top lane. DUZA Gaming very slowly pressuring this Tier 2 in the mid lane here. Legion on the Dragon Knight actually going to use Elder Dragon form here to melt that tower that much more quickly. And, you know, VP just hanging steady, perhaps looking for an opportunity to engage or maybe be engaged on Lina, kind of playing with fire right there. Oh. As she does poke forward, DUZA not going to choose to engage on her, though. So they are just going to back up again. They're going to trade a Tier 1 for a Tier 2. I'm sure DUZA Gaming will be happy with that as they do head back to friendly territory, and God on the Puck going to be forced to back out as well before pressuring too heavily on that Tier 2 in the top lane.
I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what is the biggest hope here for Team VP. Probably it would be Phantom Lancer if he wasn't having a bad day today. He has managed only to. He's going for Drums of Endurance, so it's not really common to see a Phantom Lancer going for Drums of Endurance. But still, it's a Phantom Lancer. So even if you manage to get to late game, it's going to be a Phantom Lancer nevertheless. Even though he had a horrible time till now.
You're exactly right. I mean, DUZA Gaming is in a great spot right now, but they're not out of the thick of it yet. They still, if they could take a Rax within the next 5-10 minutes, I think they'll be in great shape. If they can take a nice early Roche kill here as well, they just need to capitalize on that PL kind of being the fifth wheel right now. It's really kind of 5 heroes versus 4.5 because PL just brings so little to the table in these team fights. So that's fine if they want to sit back, continue farming for the next couple minutes, get that next round of core items, get the BKBs to come out. Looks like Dragon Knight going to be close to completing his. He does have the Mithril Hammer and the Ogre Club, same as the Spirit Breaker. And now Jakiro going to be able to grab his Force Staff. Perhaps they'll wait for the Pipe. Visage now going to grab the Point Booster to go with his Medallion of Courage. So certainly going to wait for that next round of core items. But I think DUZA Gaming would be well advised to stay aggressive here after the next couple minutes of farming. Again, Roshan may be something they want to consider in the upcoming moments with that Medallion of Courage on the Visage. They're going to have a pretty easy time melting that Roshan. Honestly, I don't think Virtus.Pro has a lot to contest a Roche kill with at the moment. I mean, they do have Dream Coil. They've got the Lina AoE stun, but all in all, I think Virtus.Pro would find themselves hard-pressed to really take a team fight in the Roche pit.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but I'm not sure that they have the damage yet. They have a Medallion, and something that I've tried in my pub games. I think I tried it last night. So I was playing Visage, and I bought a Medallion of Courage, of course, and then the moment I bought the Medallion of Courage, that was my first item, of course, and the moment I bought it, I pinged the people to go to the Roshan, and it felt so quickly. I wasn't actually believing what was happening there. It just melted.
Yeah, the minus armor on Roche really makes a big difference, and with that, looks like DUZA Gaming may try to do it. They're going to check out the pit, just making sure, I guess. They are going to take out a Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, while VP take out a Tier 2 tower in the top lane, so that's going to be more tower exchanging. Going to take the total tower count now 6-4 in favor of DUZA, and Virtus.Pro looking like they did want to group up and pressure that Tier 3 in the top lane, pardon me. They do back out, as that does bring back the forces of DUZA Gaming. So things going to reset a little bit here, more towers being taken out, and looking at that gold difference, really negligible as both sides now just getting gold boosts from those tower kills, still holding steady at about 3k advantage for DUZA on our Radiant side as we approach the 22-minute mark. They're only leading by 2 kills though, 14-12 at the moment, and the experience graph actually now going to zero out. Both sides going to be just about dead even as they do farm about their respective sides of the map. An interesting statistic to note as well, despite Virtus.Pro being a little bit behind here, Puck is highest on the net worth chart right now, so God is having a great game despite some of his teammates not having the best of matches, and he's going to be able to pick up a nice early ultimate orb here for a little bit of extra tank ability, and does have another 2.1k in the bank, so Puck of course going to be able to grab that sheep stick reasonably quickly here after another 1200 gold or so that's definitely good news for Virtus.Pro. They're going to be able to get some core items of their own as well. Nagasiren going to have an early Sange to go with the Arcane Boots, so no doubt going to be a fast Halberd, an item we're seeing more and more of here, definitely becoming in style, and for good reason, because that disarm is damn powerful. What is it, 4.5 seconds, I think? That is a long time to be disarmed, especially for one of those scary carry heroes. But DUZA
4.5 seconds.
Yep, 4.5, so that's definitely a big item pickup, definitely worthy here. DUZA going to move into the Roche pit. Looks like they were just going to fake it. They do use a smoke. They're going to try and catch God. He's going to be able to blink backwards into the trees. They're looking for him. Not going to be able to find him. The Familiar is not going to be able to fly over in time. Dragon Knight is frustrated right now. He was looking for that stun. He wanted some puck. He was hungry for that fairy meat, but not going to be able to fill the belly. So Virtus.Pro will retreat a little bit here, and DUZA Gaming just going to make their rounds as they rotate around that mid lane, and they're going to head back into the Roche pit for now. Again, they're just poking away. I think they're very skeptical of Virtus.Pro right now, of their vision. They did actually throw down a sentry ward, so right now vision control is in favor of DUZA Gaming around the Roche pit, but Virtus.Pro, they ain't no dummies, and they are going to scout it out. Puck going to throw an illusory orb in, and they'll see Roche at just about half health. DUZA Gaming being very cautious here. They're still poking away at Roche, but not going to overcommit. Half their team above the pit while the other half continues to poke him away. They are going to move out a little bit, looking for an opportunity to engage. Again, Virtus.Pro also playing this very cautiously. Limbo now going to choose to engage on the Doom. He's going to charge forward. Another strike going to be used. Song of the Siren going to come out, but the Macro Pyre is already down. Oh no, the Doom taking a lot of damage. He keeps getting stunned. He's going to be able to mech and walk away in the double digits worth of health, but he's going to be out of this fight for now. BKB is going to get turned on by DUZA Gaming. Now Virtus.Pro up against the ropes. Lina taking a lot of damage. She'll be able to survive. A nice ice path going to connect with the Naga Siren, as will the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer going to go back in. He's going to fall. I don't know why he didn't keep running, but he tried to go back in and he got taken out. He's going to be the only one to fall in this fight. That's going to make it a 5 versus 4 on the field. Puck going to use the Dream Coil as well, but only going to delay the inevitable. Will not secure any kills. So DUZA Gaming just going to rotate back around, and they're going to go back into the Roche pit, and this time they'll be able to finish him off. But uh-oh, Puck lining up for a snatch. Is God going to do it? He's going to throw the orb. He wants the scout. He needs the knowledge. The Visage Familiar is going to stun Roche. Roche sitting at about 2k health right now. Puck right next to the side shop. He's ready to hop in. DUZA Gaming must know he's there. They saw the illusory orb. Puck not going to do it. Not going to suicide for it. Roshan going to be killed by the Radiant. Aegis going to end up in the inventory of the Spirit Breaker, and they see Lina. She's going to get charged. Down she goes. That'll be an easy kill. No getting away from a Spirit Breaker once he's charged you. Now Virtus.Pro going to be in a little bit of trouble. Looks like Naga and Doom wanted to come around the backside to try and make something happen, but now they're going to have to move up towards the secret shop. God going to get spotted, or, well, no, actually not going to get spotted. He was on the high ground, but they do suspect he's there. They're going to rotate in. They're looking for an opportunity to kill. The Visage Familiar is going to detect the Naga Siren. No Naga ulti up. The Ice Path not going to connect. Now God going to come in, going to throw an illusory orb, going to try to draw some fire off Doom. Doom's a tanky force, but he's in trouble. He's going to get another strike again, going to use the ulti onto the Dragon Knight, but he's plenty farmed and he's plenty tanky. He's going to be able to survive, no problem. And the rest of this fight going to continue to commence now. Go Black going to be in trouble. He's going to get charged, and Naga Siren going to fall. DUZA Gaming just cleaning it up. Pipe going to get used. They're going to go ahead and burn to dust just in case the Phantom Lancer is nearby. They're not going to catch him. Light of Heaven not going to be that far forward, but DUZA Gaming on fire right now. Virtus.Pro starting to go up against the ropes. They're trailing by just about 5k gold, 4,000 experience, 18 to 12, the 22-minute mark, and there you go. DUZA Gaming now going to group up and pressure this tier 3 in the mid lane. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, Light of Heaven! He's gonna get caught! He's gonna get engaged on, stuck in the ice path there, and he's gonna fall. Oh man, it's a stammering because of how bad I feel for Light of Heaven. That's just bad news, Bears.
That's exactly why I was owing right here.
Oh god. So DUZA Gaming now, they're gonna be able to grab a free kill. They're gonna pressure this tier 3 in the mid. It's falling quickly, and yeah, it's looking rough for Virtus.Pro. I don't know if they're gonna be able to finish off the tower here. DUZA not gonna overcommit. Virtus.Pro gonna step out of the base. Doom, what are you thinking? They're gonna get vacuumed out. Virtus.Pro getting scraped up right now. God gonna be in trouble. A beautiful ice path is gonna connect with the whole team. Virtus.Pro gonna get wiped. Puck gonna buy back. It's a 1v4 on the field. The GGs come out. Virtus.Pro gonna tap out after 26 minutes of play. What were they thinking? They had defended the racks. They had the tier 3 tower. DUZA Gaming was backing up, and then Doom just stepped out of the base, gave them the re-engage they were looking for, and that was it. DUZA Gaming brought down the hammer, delivered that killing blow, and that's all she wrote after 26 minutes of gameplay.
Right there, DUZA didn't lose a single hero, so that was 1v5, and that was ridiculous. They focus on the Visage, but they couldn't bring him down. There was a mech, there was a pipe, there was everything. So
yep,
that was a beautiful Jakiro ice path, got everyone in, and just melted VP's face.
Yep, exactly right. So it's the day of the underdogs. Not that Virtus.Pro was super heavily favored here, but I think they were definitely the community favorites. We should have checked Dota Lounge statistics, but two kind of underdogs today, both DUZA Gaming as well as, oh, I'm already forgetting who we saw in our first match, man. My memory, these games blur together
Aspera.
so quickly. Aspera, that was it. Aspera upsetting Na'Vi. So hopefully that's an omen for our last match. Poseidon versus Fnatic, coming up momentarily, folks.